This is VOA News. I'm David Byrd. At least one person was killed and 9 wounded when 3 Katyusha rockets fell on Baghdad International Airport Friday, the state-run military security media cell said in a statement. As AP's Sagar Meghani reports, the attack came after U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper warned against Iran or any of its proxies attacking U.S. interests in the Iraqi capital.
Esper says the U.S. will do what is needed to protect American personnel and partners.
If we get word of attacks or some type of indication, we will take preemptive action as well.
The Pentagon chief says the game has changed, citing a series of attacks by Iranian-backed militia groups. He'd earlier announced about 750 82nd Airborne Division troops will go to the Middle East, with more to come over the next several days. Beyond that,
we'll take it day by day.
Sagar, Meghani at the Pentagon.
The White House said that President Donald Trump has warned Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan that outsiders were complicating the situation in Libya. As Emer McCarthy reports, the presidential phone call came after Turkey's parliament on Thursday overwhelmingly approved a bill that allows Turkish troops deployed in Libya.
Turkey's parliament overwhelmingly approved a bill allowing troop deployment in Libya on Thursday, a move that paves the way for further military cooperation between Ankara and Tripoli, but is unlikely to see boots immediately on the ground. President Tayyip Erdogan said last week that Turkey would deploy troops in Libya to support the internationally recognized government of national accord. The GNA last month requested Turkish support as it fends off an offensive by General Khalifa Haftar's forces to the east of the country. His forces are backed by Russia, Egypt, the UAE and Jordan.
That's Reuters' Emer McCarthy. And this is VOA News. A state of emergency is underway in Australia's New South Wales, while Victoria State has declared a state of disaster as Australia battles deadly bushfires. As Phil Mercer reports, thousands of vacationers are lining up to leave the area.
The mass exodus from southern New South Wales is underway. The authorities are urging tourists and residents to leave while they can. More dangerous bushfire conditions are forecast for southeastern Australia in the days ahead. Authorities are extending the evacuation zone in New South Wales, the nation's most populous state, to include more areas of bushland and national park. A week-long state of emergency will be imposed, which gives fire officials greater powers. Phil Mercer for VOA News, Sydney.
Lebanon received an Interpol arrest warrant Thursday for former Nissan boss Carlos Ghosn. As Joe Davies reports, it came as Turkey launched an investigation into his daring escape from Japan by way of Istanbul.
Former auto executive Carlos Ghosn has become an international fugitive after he revealed on Tuesday that he'd fled to Lebanon. The 65-year-old was escaping Japan's justice system, which he described as rigged. Ghosn was first arrested in Tokyo in November 2018. He faces 4 charges for alleged financial crimes, including hiding income and enriching himself through payments to car dealerships in the Middle East, charges which he denies. Sources close to him say a delay to a trial until April next year and a strict ban on communicating with his wife were behind his decision to flee. It's understood he used a private security company to help him escape Japan on a private jet.
That's Reuters' Joe Davies. The Trump administration announced Thursday that it will prohibit fruit, candy, mint, and dessert flavors from small cartridge-based e-cigarettes that are popular with teenagers. Menthol and tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes will be allowed to remain on the market. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar said in a teleconference the administration hopes to cut down on nicotine addiction brought about through e-cigarette use.
President Trump and America's public health officials will not stand idly by as a new generation of Americans becomes addicted to tobacco products and nicotine.
The ban does not cover larger tank-based vapes that are sold at specialty stores and are used more by adults. In the latest government survey, more than 1 in 4 high school students reported using e-cigarettes in the previous month, despite a federal law that bans sales to those under the age of 18. For more on these stories and the rest of the day's news, be sure to visit our website, voanews.com. I'm David Byrd, VOA News.